You can call me Will. And I will talk about some Electron stuff. And this is basically just a POC, proof of concept, that I did talking about BuildChecker CI. That is a tool for check the CI, but cross-platform. And okay, who here knows me?
I will.
Thanks, guys. But if you don't know me, this is me. Okay.
Very funny.
This, I don't know the name in English, but I think that's Ciara. The good thing is this picture is that this stuff in my head is totally JavaScript based. So, and here is moving basically the concentration. Why I put this image? Just because I like it. And let's start the party. The first idea about this presentation happens in the first Node.js meetup, Recife. Yeah, I'm a Brazilian guy, I talked before, so once upon a time, let me show for you what was the idea. First, sorry, can you see me? See my table?
Yeah.
No? Please? This is a simple idea. When we talk about electronic stuff and talk about Arduino, the first example that we are using is always the blink example. That just we have a LED and this LED needs to blink. But let's do something more cool. Let's just, for example, let me show the code for you. It's okay for everybody?
A little bigger. Make it bigger.
Yeah, bigger?
One.
Zoom.
Yeah. More. Bigger. Bigger. More.
Good catch, man. So, about this, I'm using Johnny 5. And we have two LEDs, one for success, another for error. We have two addresses. One address that I received the successful CC tray XML, another that I received the wrong. And let's do it. What we are doing right now. Request the information and check if our build is correct or not. Who's breaking my build? And let's start. Oh, Roman, can you just? In this moment, I will talk without phones. But can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think so. So, everybody seeing this?
Yeah. Well, what is that?
Yeah, now I see. Yeah. So, now we are check two repos and verify when the build is okay and when the build is broken.
What's that?
This was a simple example that what we can do with Node and embedded stuff. It's called, the word called this about not robots or not bots, but that's it. And if you like to know about the code, about other stuff, please check this address. For now, it's in Portuguese, PTBR. For now, but my bad, guys. Sorry. But I will put the English in next week. I think, probably, hopefully. And what was the first idea? Was about retaliation. Who knows retaliation?
Yeah.
Good. Let me show for you what retaliation means. It's basically a GitHub project. It's a kind of joke for tests. Okay, you break my build, so you need to pay. You really need to pay. So, okay, we talk about Node, we talk about electronic stuff. What about Electron? ElectronJS has a GitHub quality, so if anyone knows, the Atom editor is using ElectronJS. It's a framework for create cross-platform desktop apps, blah 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 blah, and Chromium based. And why ElectronJS and not NWJS or all the other projects? First, because new projects that are starting with it. The second is that the oldest project that was using NWJS is using Electron, and it's all Node.js oriented, so I really like it, and it's maintained. It's maintained if anyone knows. Let's take a look. It's just a simple repo talking about the problems, resolution time, and open issues. So it's good to know if the project is active or not. That was my whys that I chose Electron. And about the idea. Now we have the build checker with Arduino. Let's use Electron for create a proof of concept. And first, let's take a look at our similar. We have CCMinu for macOS, Build Notify for Linux, and CC Tray for Windows. And let's move it for desktop apps, or let's give you more for the user. Now, that was the first idea about the BuildCheckerApp that you're using. Electron, Webpack, and React.js. And when you talk about the first two, what the first step that you need to think about the tool, about the language, about the framework is that maybe take a look at documentation, right? But it's not correct. The first point is that the documentation for a lot of projects is not enough, is not good. We can improve, but why we are not doing this? Good question. Whatever. And the first point about documentation was about the process communication. If you take a look at this one, this is called tray, and this is our process. All Electron apps are basically two main processes: the main and the renderer. And we need to create this communication. What we can do if the documentation don't say nothing for us? The first one, I need to take a look, and the resolution was this one. This was on the main process, on the server side. Let's talk about that. Just talk with our web view and send a message, and create an event on the tray for when you click and they open, you call the main. In the renderer, you can just use this one. Simple communication, nothing so bad. Why we don't have this in the documentation? Good question. Another stuff is that if you take a look in some CI servers, because we are consuming the CC tray XML in some CI servers, we have Travis, we have Snap CI, and we have one specific called Worker CI that use this one. I will take a look at what was the other approach, and I see this one. The CMenu is using this approach. I need to know your username, I need to know your password. But let's just think about it's already solved, not because the browser will serve for us. We can pass just the username, the pass name, your address. I don't need to know your credentials. You don't need to give me, just send me the address and that's it. So why this? Because first, I don't need to know this. Second, because I don't like that. And second one, about stored preference. And my first time that I worked with Electron was this one, so I had some problems with, okay, in the Bootstrap I need to get some information, but the main process don't know about the store information. What I need to do? Need to work with process again, but I need to know some store. I just try this one because first we have some encryption, so I don't know if that's correct. Know your information. Second one, I can use a lot of types, JSON, BSON, another. It's the third one that's more important is lightweight. We are talking about a web view inside a desktop app, so we have to think about performance issues. And that's it. Just a simple abstraction about. We have the big light, and we can just call it using this communication between processes. That's based on Ivory meter. So, for example, you can enable desktop notification or show apps in Docker for Mac. If I don't like it, I just like to see my application in this way. I can do it, no worries. The only thing that I need to do is just click in the checkbox and that's it. So simple to work. As I said before, it's just Node.js basic. And another problem was about web worker support. So if I'm doing the pooling all the time in the application, I need to think about performance issues and all this stuff. So the first idea was using web workers. So it's not supported yet. We have a bigger issue in the ElectronJS repository. So I didn't use this yet. And another issue is that I passed in this application. The first one was about performance. I need to know how many processes that I have and how many memory that I'm consuming. So for this, I'm using MK snapshot for grab some snapshot based in the Electron and take a look via Node Spectrum. It's really useful. Shockdart just for watch and reload, create a kind of live reload for our Electron apps. And Photon Kit, if you like, for example, to simulate the real elements between platforms. The other point is that, okay, we are talking about a Node.js application inside we have a web view, we have a lot of process. It really works. It's really performatic. So let's talk about our benchmarks. The first one was about between CCMenu and BuildCheckerApp. If you take a look, one good point, if you think to choose Electron, is that all the time you have two processes. So you need to think about it, you need to start. The first one, when I talk about, was renderer and the main, so we need to think. And the second one is CCMenu, it's native. We have this point. So CCMenu is used 1.6%, and these two processes on Electron is using 0.2. Talking about Windows, we have CC Tray that's using 0.3, and Electron that both process is using 0.1. And I would point about the Unix universe that I was not able to check with build notify just because build notify is just Ubuntu based. So I have Fedora, I can't check this. But another bad point about Electron is that we have 4 proxies in Unix. So if you think about it, for me, what was the pros and what was the cons? First pros, cross-platform is to maintain. It's really, really flexible because we are with JavaScript. We have native support and we can use JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and the cons. And here we need to think about, we have 2 processes. If you take a look here in Slack, your Slack app is an application Electron based too. If you have, for example, 5 5 channels, you need to think about your performance because it's like really almost kill your memory and consume really memory. And about the POC, the Oscar goes to. Yeah, I don't need to care. Oh, I'm in this platform. I'm this OS. I need to know. I need to install CC Tray for Windows. I need to install CC Menu. I don't care. I'm a dev. I need to check my build. I need to know when it's working or not. And everybody likes it. About the feedbacks in this project, I have some. This was one about the trace documentation. Now we have information about BuildChecker CI on there. Second one's about Snap CI, it's another CI server. And if you like, you can contribute too. Yeah, that's it. It was really simple, but was just for sharing what was the good points and what was the best points in basically the live experience, a real experience. Yeah, thanks guys.